What's up, So You Think You Can Dance fans? Well, now there's 8. 2 are eliminated. We're talking eliminations, top 8, and we've got some behind the scenes courtesy of Kim Davey coming at you. Let's talk about it right now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
It's so mean. How true is this? Welcome, everybody, to the So You Think You Can Dance, Season 15, Episode 10. Wow, you guys. Now there's 8.
There's 8.
But it's so true, right? The first cut, I feel like, is always like the worst.
It's
so
tough.
this song just felt fitting. I'm sorry, you guys,
It's
but
tough.
we love some Sheryl Crow in the house. So anyway, but welcome, everybody. Let's introduce ourselves. I'm Becky Sotero. Ladies, who are you?
Amazing. I am Teague Julie Panko, and I'm so excited to talk about this.
Yes.
First elimination.
Yay slash sad. Hi everyone, I'm Kim Davey, and I'm so excited for this episode because I was actually able to be there
Yes,
last night.
you were.
Yay!
Oh my goodness. Well, we've got eliminations to talk about. We have your behind the scenes from last night. We've got the top 8 that we want to chat about. But overall thoughts, Kim, we'll start with you since you were there last night. What was that like? It was your first time taking it all in.
It was so amazing, and I was like, I am definitely doing the right thing with my life, for sure.
Yes!
Yay! But it was the feeling there was electric, and obviously there was some most phenomenal performances. Everyone was sort of on a high, and there's obviously a relationship blossoming even further with a particular couple that we keep witnessing. But even just witnessing the 2 that did get eliminated and speaking with them afterwards, they had such great attitudes, and they'll go on to do great things. So, you know, it's all stepping stone.
So
It's part of the
good.
journey.
Yeah, I think it was a great episode overall. I think it's sad to see someone go, especially now it feels like we're already down to the wire, which is weird because it's like it's only the first elimination. It already feels like very stressful.
Right.
So I think it definitely added pressure. I think everybody's feeling the pressure, and it's really getting serious now. So it was a great episode, but sad to see people go. But now it's just going to kind of be the thing that we have to deal with.
I
every week.
know. And are you guys looking at this top 8 like I am, and like really true? I mean, even the top 10, but truly who
Yeah.
can go home? I
Right.
mean, it's so stacked. I do want to chat about, even though they got sent home, I think we should chat about their dances, just kind of put an homage to how they performed. But I wanted to say, they said off the top of the show that Chelsea missed the group dance because of injury. Do you think that that played a part? Did you see anything, Teague, in her dances that you felt plagued her at all?
I didn't know. And do we know what specifics on the injury?
didn't say.
Okay,
They
because I
didn't
was
say.
trying to pry and like figure out what the injury was.
Yeah.
But you know, I feel bad. And I guess we are kind of talking about the elimination already. But at the end, when Nigel was saying, you know, you chose to do tap, and you know the producers, I was like, oh man, I'm taking a dig right now.
Yeah.
But I think that she had a different experience on the show, and I wish it would have gone a little bit different for her. I am happy that she was able to work with Travis this last week, because I think she was able to show her true ability and kind of what she shines in.
Contemporary was a good way for them to sort of end it, if you will.
Essentially,
you know?
yeah. So man, but I didn't know. I would have liked to know what the injury was.
Yeah. Well, we'll do some digging. Did you find out
We'll
anything
dig it
last night,
out.
Kim?
No,
Did
and it's
anybody
so
talk about
interesting
it?
because nobody talked about it. It
Okay.
wasn't brought up at all, and she never mentioned it either. So
Well, and it was just sort of
like a
glazed
hush-hush.
over at the
so
top of the
was
show.
it an injury or what was going on?
I don't know, but I just wondered if that played a part. And of course, I think they have to, since the judges are choosing from that the bottom 4, if you will, who they're going to eliminate. I feel like that had to play a little bit of a part. But like we talked about, I mean, Nigel even said best top 10 they've ever had. How are they going to cut 2 people? And I think they made the right decision. Me personally, I think that they made the right decision. I don't know how Magda was in the bottom 4.
Exactly.
Do you guys have thoughts about that?
No, well, I suppose they had to have 2 in there, and
true.
everyone
Right.
else is so amazing. Who? Anyone?
Right, and
Random.
that's kind of what Nigel said. He was like, "Well, you're only in the bottom 4 because we
Someone
kind
has
of
to
have to be." But I do think that I don't know. Magda is very great at certain things, and sometimes a few things I had a few questions about in her dances this week.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I think that I don't know. We'll
Right.
see. We'll see
And
what happens.
maybe we're at a point too where it's personality.
Yeah,
You're not really
of course,
engaged
or-
with her yet, possibly. I don't know. I was shocked by that. But yeah, I wanted to start out with eliminations. Let's dive into their routines. They did lyrical hip hop, and they also did contemporary. So lyrical hip hop. Thoughts on this, you guys, from them? Did you feel like it fell a little flat? I love Christopher Scott. I'm a huge fan of his choreography, but I felt like after the routine, everybody just looked underwhelmed. I mean, including Chris. You could kind of tell he was, not the most proud choreographer.
Yeah, that's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think Chelsea really stood out in it. I think she really connected and did a great job. I don't know what it is with Evan because he's such a nice guy and such a fantastic tapper, but I think, not to be unfair, but I really feel he let that couple down in overall connection for everything. I just don't think he understood the stage presence and the connection required. She was going above and beyond to create it, and he just wasn't able to come to the party. So Chelsea, I think, did a really good job with that.
Yeah,
she could.
She was solid. Sure.
Yeah, but she just didn't have the reciprocation there. With it.
Yeah, and I think that he looks like he's been a little bit nervous kind of the whole time. He's never
tentative.
He's never looked very comfortable, 100% committed on the stage because I think he's just worried about, and especially after a week, their week one that they got kind of a lot of criticism.
Yeah, sure.
I think that he just wasn't feeling confident, and I don't know if maybe some of that spilled over to Chelsea and the way she was approaching things.
Right.
This wasn't my favorite routine of them, but I don't think it was bad. I just don't know if it highlighted them in the best way. But I do think that they lacked a little bit of connection, which is kind of what is the theme with them. So
exactly, and I feel like when you're looking at these other four, there's just something about them where it's just not quite playing. I don't think I'm sort of curious as to how it would have maybe played with different partners. You just never know.
Absolutely.
But it did feel like we were just, there was a little bit of a wall between their performances and the audience. That's just how I felt. But I don't know. I mean,
it's just there wasn't chemistry. Like, when you have partners, like it's just unfortunate. They're both really nice people,
there were
but
moments.
Together.
There were moments in that contemporary. I felt like, I like that. But like they said, it just did not carry out enough throughout, which made them just not as strong.
And just in real life as well. Like you wouldn't, I don't know, they just don't seem to, they seem to get along, but they don't seem to connect and gel. Like I don't feel like they'd be naturally friends outside of this environment.
Sure, like they just kind of were placed together. Yes, I agree with that. And I think, in this case too, the partnership just might have gotten them in a little bit of trouble. Just didn't highlight it. Like you said, that was a great point that they brought up the tap. And if the producers did interview her and said, do you have tap experience? And she embellished.
Well, and I think that, and as putting myself in her shoes, I would always be like, I can do it all.
Yes.
I can do it all. Yeah, of course. Put me on the show, by the way.
That's what you're taught to say, isn't it?
Right.
Yes, I
I'll
can.
learn it later.
course.
Say yes and ask your apology later.
Yeah, of course. So I felt bad, especially when Nigel brought it up at the end. I was like, ooh, low blow.
It's confusing for all dancers watching because honestly, when you're taught to say, yes, I can.
Right.
And just go hard versus actually don't say you can't. But then it's like the resume. You don't want to say you can do something and then you have to do it in front of everyone and then you're like, well, you can't actually. So you really need to be careful with that.
Well, but I mean, in to last night's credit, this was such a cool setup and format to have all 10 dancers do something completely out of their element. I think JJ's the only one where I was like, contemporary and African jazz, those are so close. Like I think out of all of them, I don't feel like he had to stretch as far. But
he could have tried tap or something. That would have been interesting,
Right. But all things considered, I mean, you're talking Bollywood and jazz for Magda and Darius. I mean, they just did such a good job at throwing these dancers in incredible challenges. And speaking of challenge, Travis Wall, his choreography, as we talked about, he does it on the spot. And it was, I mean, I feel like Chelsea in her package was like, this is hard. This is a hard way to learn. But I thought she just shined in that routine. I loved her. Like I said, I think it was a great homage to it being possibly,
the end.
Right.
the end.
It was so beautiful, the snowing. And just the ending as well, when it just kept going and she stayed in character. It was absolutely beautiful. So they went out on a high for sure.
They did.
Which is all you can really ask on these shows. Damien has a great point in the live chat. You're the best, Damien. Thank you for being in there. He said that the reason that they probably were paired together, Evan and Chelsea, is because she's really tall. And that is true. She's taller than most of the boys.
What about Darius, though, do you think?
I don't know. Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah. But no, that
maybe also, and you have to think about she said she could do tap. I don't know. I don't know.
Yes. Well, and also I think they were trying to put dancers who weren't in the same style and technique. I feel like Darius and Chelsea would have been very similar in style. So, oh my goodness. Well, sad to see them go, but like we all talked about, 2 have to go. So let's talk about Magda and Darius. I love them. I just knocking it out of the park. Bollywood. What a way to start the show. Never done it. Have either of you guys ever done Bollywood?
Yes.
Yes? Is it as hard as it looks?
It's so hard. It's really tough, and it's really, there's a lot of control that you need and a lot of center. It's like an ab workout for an hour. So but I think that they did a really great job. I think that they could have been a bit more grounded. I think Darius shined a bit more than Magda in this one. I
Sure.
think Magda may have needed to bring her shoulders down a little bit, but that's me being super picky and specific. Also, I do want to say Damien has another point about Magda.
Yes.
Thank you, Damien. You're really adding so much.
Give it, Damien.
He was saying that I think the reason Magda was in the bottom was that in past seasons, the super strong, sexy, confident ballroom girls intimidate the young girls that vote.
Wow.
That's an interesting
I can see
point.
that. Yeah.
Interesting point.
And she does have that. She does give off that intimidating sort of like ferocity, you know. I think
Only on stage though, because off stage
Yes.
she's so giggly.
couldn't
and
agree more.
cute.
But they're not seeing that, and I mean, maybe they'll catch on it as they do more packages and more sort of behind the scenes. But yeah, Hanalei and Jensen are definitely the kind of the America sweethearts, which I feel tend to get more of the votes too. But something that stood out to me is just pace. Like Bollywood to me is all about pace and hard hitting. I don't know. I loved when Twitch said it was celebratory because that's why I felt. I was like, oh, they get to have fun because we've seen them so serious. Yeah. Both of their styles of dance kind of demand that serious technicality, and I felt like they could just kind of let loose. We got to see a little bit
And the
of
colors,
outside.
and like I agree with you, Teague. Darius really shone for me on that, like his isolations and just everything. He was just so limber and free, and he was awesome. Did you guys catch the super awkward kiss at the end?
Yes.
Where he was
It was
like a
She was going in for it. He was like,
It was funny.
yeah, that was so good. Well, let's dive into their jazz with Mandy Moore. You can't really go wrong with that.
Those split walks across the stage. I'm like, don't you drop her, boy. 'Cause
That's
gonna
exactly
hurt.
what I wrote. I was like, those split walks were fire, and if we could do a replay of those, we would. But you can just rewatch it. And then subtlety. So to me, this was like the dance of subtleties. You know, it wasn't a hard hitting jazz hands and flips and not flips, but turns and pot of brays everywhere. They just had so much swag. You know,
It was so cool. It was so cool.
it was tasty.
And actually, backstage afterwards, obviously, when Magda was in the bottom four and Darius was just hugging her, and he's like, I don't want to lose my partner. I don't want to lose my partner. So they've bonded obviously super well as well, which is so cute.
Yeah, I think that the only thing with this routine is I feel like it felt a bit safe to me. It feels like there weren't a lot of challenges taken, but I will say that what they did was great and flawless, so you can't complain about that.
And I wonder, do you think the speed, though, of that, it being a slower pace, demands more of the technicality, too? Because I felt like their feet were turned out beautifully. Like, I just felt like there was more time to really pick apart things.
Right.
So in a weird way, that can kind of add its own challenge in itself. But
Of course.
But yeah, no, oh gosh, such a good point. Such a good point. So much character, too. I loved their character.
Right.
It fit them.
That was great.
It was delish. And speaking of delish, Hanalei, she's just growing on me. I wasn't sure how I felt in the very beginning. I was like, oh, really beautiful dancer, technically sound. She just personality-wise wasn't growing on me, but she's growing on me. And this step-in routine, you guys, first time ever done. Thoughts on this?
Yeah.
I think it was great. I think it was really cool, and like what a wonderful first piece and first time to be on the show. I thought that they executed it really well. Yeah. I was really impressed with Hanalei. And the only thing is she's a little bit she's not as sharp as I wanted her to be on this stepping routine, but I was really impressed, and I think Cole actually did a really great job. I know that the judges gave him a lot of trouble on this one.
Yeah, I wrote that too. I thought he was actually a great partner with her. I thought he was in it. I don't know. I was pleased by it. So another one of those things where I was like, am I seeing the same thing the judges are saying? What's happening?
I mean, that's weird because I saw him come in and out because she definitely outshone him.
Right.
For sure.
Yes. But that's her background and like her cheer background, and yes, I saw that for sure. But he was so strong. I thought.
Yeah, but I was definitely on her the whole time. So, but he did a great job at just being there. Yeah. And holding his own too.
Well, and they had the rhythm, they had the syncopation, and I mean, what a perfect way to display what. The first time having what would they say, steppin' and strollin'?
Yeah,
I didn't see much strollin'. I mean, a little bit of strollin', but I felt like it was more steppin' than strollin'. I would have liked to have actually heard a little bit more of like the pounding step. They did a little bit on
it's hard to mic the stage though, isn't it? Like that. I was like, I thought they did pretty
well. Oh, and we're just kidding. It wasn't the first step that was ever done. Thank you, Damien. The first step routine was Twitch and Kent Boyd season 7, choreographed by Chuck Maldonado.
Well, in the show they said first steppin' and strollin', so maybe it's the combo.
Maybe it's the combo.
So it's the steppin' and strollin' combo. But what I'm saying is, I felt like there's more steppin' than the strollin'.
Yeah. But I guess,
really solid routine, and it was definitely I think Joe Brown's first time. So I was like, go Joe. He rocked it. So
Jojo.
loving that. How are you guys feeling about disco?
OMG.
I am not a fan of disco, but this was okay. I just personally.
Okay.
Personally.
Oh,
I don't know.
I thought this was so awesome. And
I can't love 'em all.
particularly loved the super slow opening.
Okay.
Just the way they
Yeah.
ramped it up and the 12. Oh, I thought the way they did a great job. I loved it.
You loved it?
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I thought that the opening death drop was great. The death drop spin,
Sure.
the big lifts, the smiles were on point. I think that it was really great. I think that they have the personality to entertain for something like this. It obviously wasn't either of their like best styles.
Yeah.
But I think that they held up.
fun.
And
Well, it was another thing with music tonight. To me, song choice. The song choice was so generic, and I think that's why I felt a little bit just disenchanted at the beginning. And that again is why I love innovators like Travis Wall and Mandy Moore. It's just you're seeing it for the first time, but we've heard Aretha Franklin on every season, I feel like, for disco. So I just would have liked to have seen something a little different, but I don't know how much you can really change it up. And again, the lifts were effortless. He was there for her the whole way, and there's something to be said about that as well. But
right.
It's so funny because things like when you're hearing the songs over and over again, especially a song like that,
Sure.
it's like very nostalgic for someone like me. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Sure.
Awesome. I love this.
Well, and that's a great point. Like for people who are looking for that nostalgia, it kind of hits home for them. You know what I mean? Like, and it's attacking all the different genres and different styles that people love to watch. But just for me personally, I was like, oh, all right, same song, same dance, literally. But I mean, them as dancers, we're not judging the song. We're judging the routine, and it was beautiful. It was razzle dazzle. I can't believe her nickname is Razzle.
yeah.
I know.
Or no, Dazzle. He was like, I'll be
Dazzle.
the Razzle, so you're Dazzle.
Dazzle.
So good. And then moving on through, you guys, we got Jensen and JJ. They were fire. I have so much to say about them, but you guys kick it off for me here. Contemporary. Let's start with contemporary.
So my favorite was definitely their second one, the African Jazz,
Yes.
by far.
Yes.
Their contemporary was absolutely stunning, and obviously moved the judges to tears as well.
Yeah.
Didn't get me there, and I'm usually quite a softie, but just their execution of everything is just on point. They are by far just technically incredible dancers. So the first one I wasn't in love with, but the African Jazz blew my socks off. Oh my gosh, that spider walk when they're on each other, and so much strength and power and core required, was just amazing. And I cracked up. Did you guys see in the package beforehand when JJ's talking about his trophies, and he's got all those trophies in his room, and he just has them in there because they look pretty. I was like, that's awesome.
So awesome. Who else had trophies? Didn't Hanalei have trophies in her room? She's like, her thing
she's
was
a
that she
cleaner.
dusted them.
She cleans everything. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So good.
So great.
But sorry, I digress. But back
No,
to
it's so
the performances, they're just stellar. And as they said, the top runners of the night, and they were last week as well, really, weren't they?
Right.
I
They're
mean,
running away with it for
just
sure in
incredible.
terms of couples, know.
Yeah.
I will say to start with their contemporary, I think I was really impressed with their partnering this week. I think it looked a lot smoother this year. This year. It's been a whole
long
year.
time to
But
watch. Work
this
on it.
week, it looked a lot smoother to me. It looked like they were more comfortable with each other and with each other's bodies, and they were able to navigate through the stage. Better than I think they even did last week.
Yeah.
I think that it was really great. I wish that I could see more breakout moments with them. I feel like when they dance together, I don't know if it's just the choreographers, but they're keeping them very tight. I want to see more breakout moments where I see them.
Yeah. A lot of
wanna
intimate
see,
moments.
Yeah, I kind of want to see more solos. I want to see you do a leap and a turn, and then I want to see you, and come back together. So that's one thing I was just yearning for a bit in this piece.
Yeah.
But I think I was really impressed, and I think that it was great.
Yeah.
I was impressed with that one, and then also the African Jazz was amazing.
Amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was really, really great. I think that it's also a perfect style for them because they're so strong, and they keep getting that comment that they're both such strong dancers, but it's so true. And I think that it's really cool when you can have a girl and a guy support each other and be able to lift each other. The possibilities of what you can do really amp up. So it's nice. It was great. I thought that was a really cool number.
Oh my gosh, so good.
It reminded me of last year. Who was it last year who did the bug piece? It was Koine and Mark.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, and they had
Very
and she had the
similar.
huge bird yes.
Yeah. It kind of reminded me of that a little bit, animalistic, but it was very cool.
Very good. Oh my gosh. Well, I second and third all of that. For me the contemporary, I don't know. I think what my what my it's not a problem, but my thing with them is like, where do they go? Because they're just so good, but they keep bringing it every week. Like I legitimately am thinking like, how can they get any better? But and I feel this way about Genesee and Slovak too. They are, every single thing they're given, they just dominate at. African jazz, this was like, I feel like this would be like an Emmy Award winning piece. Like the shapes were incredible. Like
and the drums,
athleticism.
the music, eh?
Yes, there was so much rhythm. Like there was not just typical counts, like they had to do it to different beats. And oh my gosh, this was next level for me. Like they blew everyone out of the water with this. The contemporary for me, it was good, but I don't know. I guess I felt like there was a little bit more to be left desired. And the reason why I say that is because they were just praising Jensen and technique. And for me, I felt like there were some moments, especially some jumps into him, where it just was a little bit more tentative, but she's a ballroom dancer. So I have to remind myself of that she was completely out of her element. But I just, the fluidity was there, the connection was there, but I agree with you, Teague. Like I just kind of wanted a little bit more of like, spread out, do something, some leaps, some turns or something. But it's something that I feel like I've just kind of seen before.
Well, again, it's like not their ability to fix that, is it? It's the choreography that they're given. So we just need more innovative, like big theatrical pieces.
And to that point, they were beautiful. I just don't feel like it was, as just astounding as Mary especially made it.
Well, especially when both Vanessa and Mary were in tears. I definitely didn't feel that.
I did not either. But I mean, maybe the emotion was a little more raw in studio. You just don't know if there's like a divide there. But and everything resonates differently with different people. The storyline.
It was also interesting. Yes, the storyline, because it was all about a girl trying to get back with a guy. And I mean, you think about Mary, she'd been married like 3 times, and then one of her husbands died of cancer. So maybe like she's sitting there just reminiscing on life. So it obviously connects with different people and different levels. Absolutely. Again, I'm not knocking them, and it's like if me saying that I just wanted a little bit more. I mean, that's just like picking grass out of a field here, because they're just so strong. But the African jazz, you guys, I just want to keep talking about it over and over again. Tricks. I literally was like tricks, and then that one leg spin. Again, I wish I could have that on replay. But she it was like a pinwheel. She was literally with one leg, and he spun her around 360 degrees. Waiting for something to break. Eh?
What in the world? What in the world? I mean, so much innovative, material and movement and power. Oh, I just want to watch it over and over again. That's what I thought about
for the touring show with all 10 of them. We're just going to get to watch them. They're going to have to dance like every night for like 2 months.
And that's let's talk about that for a minute. That is great news. Even if you're eliminated, you're going on tour. And we all know too, like top 10, you're going to be on Dancing with the Stars. You're going to be on something, like they're going to be used. And it's funny because we saw in that package, Evan and Chelsea talking about Broadway and how they both sing. And it's like, absolutely, they could have a career on Broadway.
Right.
I don't know. So there's always somewhere to go from there. And let's move into Genesee and Slovak, our dark horses. You guys, there's nothing these guys can't do, right? What does our live chat say about them when we keep cruising here? Because Genesee and Slovak continue to deliver. The jive first, the Broadway. The jive was
so cool.
Wow. I mean, I was scared for Slovak during that package. I was like, those feet and those legs. I don't know. But he delivered. And like Mary made such a good point. Those shoes, it's like wearing bricks on your feet.
Right. No, I think it was amazing. And I think how cool to have Sharna, the little Sharna crossover.
Aussie.
That was
so
great. And so I think that I am just continually impressed by Slovak, but this was probably the most impressed that I've been.
Sure.
Of course, there are things, his shoulders could have been a little bit down.
Sure.
His feet need a little bit of work, but honestly, I was so captivated by their performance and their connection and their facials, and everything just like was so well done and well executed.
Yes.
And I think Nigel just makes great point that he just tries so hard, and you can tell he wants to do well. He wants to do the show justice. He wants to do his partner justice. I mean, I'm just so proud of him. I'm also proud of Genesee. I love her, and she's amazing anyways, but she can do no wrong. But I'm impressed with Slovak.
And that could be a note too from choreographers that we're not seeing. Like he may have just a work ethic that's unlike any other. You know?
When we were speaking with him last night, he was saying, we're basically saying, how did you pull that one off?
Yes.
And he just said, his mentor Fiction, literally everything that was given to him, he was like, no matter where I come from, what I am, I'm just going to do it 110%. I'm going to do this. I can do this. He's just got that hungry, absolute motivated philosophy going on, and he's just nailing everything because he wants it.
Well, don't you feel too that this was almost comparable to Chelsea's tap? Like, I feel like this was so out of his element, just as that was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And he, but that's what this competition is doing, is it's forcing these dancers to be put into these challenges that are unlike anything else.
Super interesting if you compare the two then, because Chelsea had a tap, but she had a very slow sort of pace, whereas this is a fun, high energy, naturally makes people smile.
Well, I'm just saying genre-wise, though, like taking Slovak for in his style, putting him in jive is no different than putting Chelsea
absolutely
as a jazz dancer.
This is where I think he triumphed, was the fact that it was a high energy, fun thing versus she had tap and she had a slow,
and a really ugly dress. We talked. I'm just teasing.
It's true. So he nailed it. He's amazing.
Yeah, so good. So
and his sneaky little comment about the whole asking for a date later.
I know. So that's what I was just going to say. You guys, do we have another power couple for season 15?
For sure. I mean, I'm the first one to ship it. And I know you guys are going to come for me in the comments, but I just love love, okay?
Yes.
You guys. And dance love is so cute.
I agree.
Because can you imagine the wedding? I mean, how fun.
Come at us.
Everybody loves dancing.
Is it dance love, or when you're involved in like theater and dance, there's like this high of this fantasy world of like you're all on a high.
I don't know. Ask Koine and Kiki.
And then
they're still going strong.
But Genesee obviously made it sound like no, not going to happen. And
she's being coy.
Yeah, but
I
we'll say I don't know.
She's being coy.
Yeah,
you think?
Yeah, I think there's definitely something brewing. And I mean, they still have the tour and all of that. They got lots of time.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know. Maybe there's something else going on, but just like we will get to the bottom of it, okay?
Well, but Nigel's all in the middle of it too. He was in that. I think he loves love. Like he wants people to get.
He likes show ratings.
Right.
Helps,
right. Well, I mean, like Twitch and Allison. There's been so many couples that have come out of. I don't know. And Chris Scott must be single because his was about breaking up. So.
Yes.
We're kind of single. So maybe look us up.
It's just exciting. There's just a lot of exciting stuff happening.
Watch out the panel next week when you two are there, right?
Oh my goodness. We're coming for you. No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, the end of the day though, like it adds a fun storyline to it. It adds just.
It does.
And again, thank you. I was just going to say, it's kind of smart and strategic. I don't know if the producers are kind of pampering it, asking Nigel to kind of get involved, because it very well could have that storyline for votes. Why not?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, some people are in the live chat are saying that they think that Genesee isn't feeling it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
You know what? All I can tell you guys is that next week when we're there at the live show, I'm going to be doing some investigative reporting, okay?
Well, I did ask this time, and she, again, like you said, was coy, and I feel like he's going to be going for it, and she's just like, oh no, we're just friends. And he's seriously trying to go for it, but he doesn't want to come off like he really is. And so he was like, we've just got this amazing connection, this amazing bond. We've built this friendship.
Or we could back at it from another angle, that it could be like mixing business with pleasure. Or maybe she's just trying to stay focused on the competition and not involve emotion, because that could add some love. Because Koine and Kiki didn't they kind of come out more after the show?
They did, but I think later we learned that they were kind of dating. Yeah.
I kind of feel like maybe we'll see something after the show. I don't know. She may be playing it smart.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I mean, how would you want to get involved with another contestant?
I don't know, but then we
not
saw
on national television for everyone to see.
Well, but then we also saw last year Lex and Taylor who went into it and they were dating already, and then they made the announcement like halfway through.
Yes, very true.
To AfterBuzz was an exclusive, not a big deal, but
it was definitely an exclusive.
Because I'm the only one that cares about the relationship. But I think that maybe they think it's probably smart to just keep it very business, and it is smart.
I agree,
and especially when you're with all-stars opposed to, because then it's more like you're competing against each other. Now they're kind of like competing together, so maybe it would help them. I don't know. I
think it's absolutely helping them 100%. We will find out more as much as we possibly can, and we'll dig. But I think she's just playing coy. But there could be another angle. We'll look at it from all angles, and I think there could be another angle that she's just being smart too. You just don't want to mix business with pleasure all the time. But let's get into their dances.
Or she really don't like him like that, right?
It's also possible.
Yeah, exactly.
Also possible.
Jive and Broadway. How did you? What did they feel like to you? Did you love them both? Were they just kind of okay for you this week? I loved them last week. I mean, I felt like last week they were just so strong.
Are we talking about Genesee and Slovak?
Yes, we sure are.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
No, I think that they were great. I think I kind of talked about the jive already. Do you want to?
Yeah. No, I love the jive. Absolutely loved it. Fun, high energy. I think Shana did an amazing job choreographing. Awesome.
And her first time, let's note that. Her first time on the show.
Yeah. And then the second one, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
I felt like Genesee was so tender in this. And then I felt like I was watching a love story on stage.
So cute. Like, yeah.
But again, didn't warrant tears. I don't know. Was I wrong? I mean,
no tears.
It was very cute.
Heartless.
I know. I don't mean to be mean. I mean, I'm not like callous, but I think that there's just been so many powerful routines in the past that have drawn tears, and to me, I'm callous.
Yeah, right, fine. I don't know, but I will also say about Sharna, I think that was a really great production call, because I think that people love Sharna, and I think that dance fans, if they can hop on over to another show, I think that was really smart of them to do.
So smart, smart. I think, why not make it all just part of the family?
Right?
Bring people over on both sides.
But I wonder if it gets weird or competitive. I don't know what it's like between the networks, because it's different networks. So I think that might be, I don't know. Maybe.
She did so good. I love too. She just looked like a proud mama bird. She was so proud of them. But going into their Broadway, so soft, sincere. I think that this was another sort of clinic for Slovak. Like he continues to show when he's so far out of his element. Because to me, these two dances could not have been even further from his element. I mean, I feel like Genesee was able to kind of show a little bit, her extension and her length. But I don't know. I think he just proves he belongs here, and that's what the show is about, is adapting. So
it would actually be really interesting later on, hopefully not, but if they do get split up, to see if he has the same vivacious connection with a different partner, or whether it's because he likes her so much that's why
Chemistry.
It's such an amazing performance piece. And if he has a different partner, whether he'll shine as well.
Well, go ahead.
I also feel like he's just a hard worker, though. Like I feel like he will probably put in 100%. No matter what, Yeah,
and dancing is so infectious. You draw off of the energy off of the people that you're dancing with. So I really think that no matter who he's with, they'll thrive. But that was kind of my point about Evan and Chelsea too, is I do wonder how partnerships, when they start changing it up, how that's going to play a part.
Oh, right. Yeah, right.
But our last 8 dancers are so strong. Now, I guess just kind of, we'll circle back around, but just kind of quickly, did you guys see this as the top, based off of last week, did you see this as the top 8? Did you see the Chelsea and Evan going home?
Unfortunately, I think that we kind of all thought maybe that was going to happen, just because it was just a weird week for them. And it didn't shine. It didn't show them their best version. Unfortunately.
Of course. Well, something that does show the best version of So You Think You Can Dance is our after show. Boom! And you know what? We got some special news for you right here. Follow us, tweet us, like us, comment us.
Becky, did you take a class on promotion?
Oh, yeah! I know. Bam, girl,
Kim's going to tell you all about it.
Wow, you can just do the side effects.
Well, like Teek said, we get exclusives at this station.
That's right.
Boom. I like it.
Sound effects throughout, please. So, hey, AfterBuzzers, our network, as you probably already know, produces after shows for nearly all of your favorite shows, like literally dramas, reality, TV, sci-fi, obviously reality like us, So You Think You Can Dance, World of Dance, cooking shows, Big Brother, you name it. We've got it all. We really do. And there's no other network out there that works harder to serve y'all. So, we do need your help at this stage, though. What we're asking is if you can please just literally subscribe to as many of our channels as possible. Would be amazing. By subscribing, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. That's literally what we're after. Subscribe so we can grow our numbers, so we can get bigger, better, and bring more
exclusive
fabulousness to you. If you're worried about notifications, don't be. They're optional. So just hit the subscribe button now on our So You Think You Can Dance. Would be amazing.
Please.
Wink, wink. And check out all the other channels for AfterBuzz TV as well. So let us know that you did in the comments, and we will shout you out, because Teague is so good at that. And now thanks for being the best fans in the entire world. We love you lots.
We do love you lots. We love you so much that we bring you behind the scenes that you can't get anywhere else but right here. Cue music.
Okay, the music's coming.
It's coming.
We do want to thank you guys for always being in the live chat. You guys are really, really amazing. And also, next week we will be there again.
Yeah.
So follow our Twitter and our Instagrams. And if you guys have any questions you want us to ask contestants, please let us know this week. Or if you want to put them in the YouTube comments, please do it there.
Yes.
We would love to bring you guys on the journey with us and kind of let you guys experience it. It's fun.
It's so fun. And I feel like we have such great fans that actually make comments, like even after, not even during the live chat, but afterwards. So thank you. And, 99% of them are nice and friendly. We love it.
You really are great.
We love it.
Thank you.
Spread kindness, No, constructive criticism is great too,
Yeah,
But we just love you guys. Thank you so much. And we are bringing an exclusive. Kim, tell them all about it from last night.
So I was super lucky last night to be at CBS Studios and watch the live show, and then we got to interview afterwards the judges, the choreographers, the contestants. And so just one of my interviews here is with the fabulous JJ and Jensen.
The powerhouse couple. Boom, boom.
Boom, boom. Hey, Jensen, JJs, the JJs. Get it?
Yes.
Oh, you're probably yes, I'm late to the party.
You're funny.
Okay, sorry. Getting it right. So obviously they said tonight that you were literally the stars of the show. How did that feel?
It felt, I'm speechless because we went through so much hard work and so much time, and it was difficult. This week really smacked me in the face and said, hello, welcome to So You Think You Can Dance. You know what I mean? Yes. So I'm super proud of Jensen, and I'm super proud of everything that we put into it because, I get in my head a lot, and, sometimes I don't trust myself, so it does affect my partner. But, now I have to really let that go.
Now that's interesting, isn't it? Talking about trusting yourself, and obviously trust was brought up tonight with you two, with the moves that you're doing. When you've only just met somebody very, very recently, how do you form that kind of trust?
Honestly, getting to know each other. We sat down after we were partners and just talked and figured out families, what we like to do, and just interests, common interests. And then once we started dancing together, we just had to connect. It's such a quick, you gotta be, yeah. But it's been awesome. He is the best. So
BFFs for life.
Yeah, right.
Awesome. And also I have to say that African jazz tonight, wow, that was insane. And that crawl that they mentioned, just the strength and the power. You guys are so igniting and vivacious on stage. What has been your favorite part of this journey so far?
Getting to work with the choreographers.
Absolutely.
It is such a dream to get to work with these choreographers on the show. So getting to bring their vision to life is absolutely the coolest thing ever.
I totally agree. That would have been my answer too, because working with Sean Cheeseman and Jackie Royal this week, it was incredible. Sean is literally a friend to us.
Yes, a dad.
He's
our dance dad. Really?
Absolutely.
He's so great.
And I was so excited to do that piece. When I first learned it, I was like, Jensen,
Let's go.
let's go.
That's what he said. No joke.
I was like,
let's
joking.
go.
And just obviously to all the young dancers out there on this planet Earth who are aspiring to be on a show like this one day, what are the top 3 tips you have for them to make it?
I would say to be yourself, work really, really hard, and don't be scared of failure. Those are my top 3.
For me, it's trusting yourself because I am trying to still
working on
figure
that
out. Also, work hard. When people say work hard, they mean work hard because this is no joke. You're not just joining a TV show and lollygagging. You are working.
It's hard.
This is your life for however long you're on the show. So don't come in relaxing. It's time to bump it up.
Yeah.
And have fun.
Yes.
Honestly, have fun because you'll never ever do this again. Once you make the show, you can't re-audition to do this again. So.
Just live it up.
Well, thank you so much, you guys. All the best for the rest
Kim, great questions.
Oh, so fun.
Yes.
Stop it.
Bring it in. No, it was so good.
That was great.
I love seeing their humility. And as we saw, this is why we love them, is they're so engaging.
Yeah. And JJ's so incredibly funny as well. He's such a hard case. When he came into that interview, he's all like, hey, crazy. He's really short too. He's my height. It was brilliant. Just look straight in the eyes.
You guys would make for a great partnership. Yeah. So good.
It's cool. It's cool to see these behind the scenes interviews because it gives you a taste of their personality that you don't always see in the packages because those are very structured sometimes.
Right.
So it's nice.
It's
You
also really
great.
interesting. Thank you. It's so interesting when he was talking about how, he still has his own trust issues with himself, and someone at that caliber, that fantastic, still has self-doubt. And it's a shame because obviously that's a confidence thing, and hopefully he can grow with that because he's amazing.
But that vulnerability is going to speak to the people who need to hear that and are again, at that caliber, they still have that fear of failure. And I love that Jensen was like, get rid of the fear of failure. Yeah, get rid of the fear of failure.
She's going to whip that out of him, I think.
Oh, gosh.
But in this industry, there's so many setbacks, and you're up 1 week, you're down 1 week. So I think that's probably just got to get used to it.
Oh my gosh, that was a fantastic interview.
It was great.
Thank you for sharing that. Well, and, talk about just briefly, and we don't have the video right now, but you guys could be able to find those on YouTube. But who else did you get to interview?
So I got to interview Slovak and Genesee.
Lovely.
Hence why I knew a little bit more about the relationship, and that's when he was telling me about fiction, and he was saying he's so determined to work hard. There's no excuses. He's like, whatever is thrown at you, you have to make it happen. There's no second chances. So he's just so driven. And he's very much the man of the relationship as well. Like, he dictates and he answers first, and he's very clear, and he'd be quite a chivalrous.
Such a leader.
Quite nice. Chivalrous as well. But Genesee's really sweet. She's really lovely, and just their relationship together and their friendship.
Were they coy? Was she
was coy.
flirty at all?
He's very to the point, he says it how it is, and then
he's very handsy though. Like, that's how he was last week too. He always has his hands on her. So adorable. So excited. Well, it's funny that he was talking about as I'm watching this, I'm thinking, I don't want to age myself, but I mean, the millennial sort of age group now, I feel like the work ethic can sometimes be a little bit less than it was in the old days. I mean, I just think that like with social media, like there's a lot of things I think
gratification and
and they're used to just getting it, and it's so refreshing to see these athletes, because they are athletes, working so hard. And this level of competition, they're being thrown all these dances. Like you said, you can't slack off. I don't know. I just think it's so refreshing to see that work
I actually
ethic.
wished I'd asked him, can you define what work hard means?
Sure.
Because so many people have a huge scale of where that is on the spectrum for them. Like, working hard in this industry, or anything that you're actually really good at, takes so much more than what most people are prepared to do.
Well, and that's especially how I feel about last night's show, is that they weren't put in any position where they were comfortable. Even their opening number, that was just a treat as well. Actually, I thought
that was so cool.
So cool. It was delicious. I love that the name of it was Yummy too, because it's exactly what it was just yummy. But even that group routine, they have just been pushed beyond limits, and we're only in technically week 2 of this competition.
I think the choreography this season is just like blowing the roof. It's just so creative. It's amazing.
And I love what they said about Sean, being their dance dad. And I'm sure the choreographers just become like mentors to them. Yeah. Are there any choreographers that you guys are super duper excited to see come back, or who would you like to see come back? Kind of take them to that next level.
I'm always excited to see Brian Friedman. Yeah. And I'm always excited to see Sonia Taya.
We haven't seen her yet.
Yeah, those are my 2 favorites. Yeah. So I'm hoping to see them soon.
Yeah.
Mia. I always loved Mia.
Yeah, Mia and Sonia for sure. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
So good. Well, I don't want to do this, but I have to ask, because everyone is wondering, who's going home next week, guys?
What is our prediction?
Yes, who's going home?
You know what?
We need our prediction music, guys.
Yeah, predictions. What do you think, Kim?
I think Cole, for sure. And then for the girls, it's not going to be Jensen. It's not going to be Genesee. So it's going to have to be either Magda or...
it's not going to be Hanalei. There's no way.
Yeah, I think it might be. I hope it doesn't end up like this, but it might be Magda and Cole. But we'll see. I mean, Magda has a really big fan base.
I love her.
Even though we were surprised by she was in the bottom this week, so we might just, I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, and maybe her voters will, because that could be another example too of maybe the voters just kind of got lazy and thought, oh, she's in. You know what I mean? So I think it always takes that second week to kind of see how things sort of, I think, lay a little bit.
Right.
But Magda, Hanalei, Jensen, Genesee, who... I don't know. I'm leaning a little bit towards Genesee. I don't know.
Really?
Because I don't see Hanalei or Jensen. Absolutely not. And I between her and Magda, I just think Magda's just more like powerful. I don't know.
I don't know. I think Genesee's really good.
She's amazing. I think we're picking straws, but I just think like in terms of, and I know the story between her and Slovak.
But versatility, I think, to be honest, I think
You do?
Genesee can go farther
do?
doing more.
Okay. No,
Personally, I don't know.
And I guess I just see that for Magda. I see just so much fire from her. I don't know.
We'll see.
The question is, who can you see in Rent? Like, I can see Slovak in Rent.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
yeah. No, that's a good point too. I mean, but
or JJ for sure.
Is that how we're judging now?
Well, yeah, I'm just.
I know. Well, it's just so hard. I mean, because
Yeah.
legitimately, all four of these girls are just next level. But I guess I'm just thinking like, who's resonated with me personally?
Right.
That's just, I guess, where it comes down. And obviously, everybody's voting. And then for guys, Cole. Sadly, I mean, I want to be like, oh, I don't know, but I think just Cole out of the four is
hard.
Yeah.
We'll see.
The weakest link, but we'll see.
We don't know.
But then during auditions, he was just slaying every single thing given to him as well. So we will see. You guys, what a great show.
Yes.
That is our show, everyone. Thank you so much for
And
joining us. We'll see you next week. We'll have more BTS. I'm Becky Sotero. You can find me on all social media. And these beautiful ladies.
Amazing. I am Teague Julie-Panko. You guys can find me at TeagueDP. Again, wait for us next week. Watch and hang out while we're at the live show on Monday.
Yes, awesome. And everyone, I'm Kim Davey live on all my social media.
Love
That's
it.
us.
Comment, like, follow, give us every single question you have for those contestants, and we will deliver. Thank you so much, all. We'll see you all next Tuesday at 6.
See you later.
Ciao.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.